Why doesn't the Mona Lisa have eyebrows? It's a question that has baffled art enthusiasts, historians, and casual viewers alike for centuries. You look at her face, one of the most famous faces in the world, and there's something subtly unusual about it. She's mysterious, yes, but beyond the enigma of her smile, something else feels off. Where are her eyebrows? Was it a deliberate artistic choice? A mistake? Or is there an even deeper secret hidden behind those famous features? The Mona Lisa has been admired, studied, copied, and even stolen. But the absence of her eyebrows remains one of the most puzzling details about this iconic portrait. And yet, it's not something people often notice right away. The moment you do, though, you can't unsee it. Why did Da Vinci choose to paint one of the most realistic portraits in history, yet leave out such a fundamental feature of human expression? In this documentary, we'll explore the theories, the historical context, and the possible explanations behind one of the art world's most intriguing mysteries. Let's start by turning back the clock to 1503, Florence, Italy. Leonardo da Vinci, already celebrated as a master artist and inventor, begins work on a portrait commissioned by Francesco del Giocondo, a wealthy merchant, for his wife, Lisa Gherardini. What Da Vinci created would become far more than just a portrait of a merchant's wife. It would become the world's most famous painting, a symbol of Renaissance art, and a subject of endless fascination. But when it was unveiled, it wasn't missing eyebrows. In fact, it was celebrated for its attention to lifelike detail. So what happened? One theory suggests that the eyebrows were originally there, but they simply faded over time. The Mona Lisa is over 500 years old, and despite the care taken to preserve it, the passage of centuries can wear down even the most robust materials. Leonardo used a technique called sfumato, a method of blending colors so subtly that it mimics the way light interacts with objects in the real world. This technique gave the Mona Lisa her soft, ethereal appearance, but it also meant that Da Vinci used layers upon layers of thin oil glazes, a method that could have caused finer details, like the eyebrows and eyelashes, to wear away faster. In fact, French engineer Pascal Cotte made a groundbreaking discovery in 2007 that lends weight to this theory. Using a high-resolution, multispectral camera, Cotte analysed the painting and found traces of what could have been the remnants of Da Vinci's original strokes. His investigation revealed faint markings that might have once been eyelashes and eyebrows. Could it be that time simply erased these features, leaving us with the browless Mona Lisa we see today? But there's another possibility, a more deliberate one. Perhaps Da Vinci intended for the Mona Lisa to be without eyebrows all along. Renaissance beauty standards were quite different from those of today. During the early 1500s, women in Italy, particularly those in high society, would often pluck or shave their eyebrows and hairlines to achieve a more elongated forehead, which was considered a mark of beauty and aristocracy. In this context, the Mona Lisa's lack of eyebrows might not have been unusual. In fact, it might have been seen as a fashionable statement rather than a curious omission. Art historian Giorgio Vasari, one of Leonardo's contemporaries, wrote in his famous biography of the artist that the Mona Lisa was painted so lifelike that the eyelashes and eyebrows were done with such exactitude that one could see the pores of her skin. But here's the catch. Vasari never actually saw the painting in person. His description was based on hearsay, making us wonder how much we can trust his account. Still, it does give credence to the idea that the eyebrows were once there. Now, imagine Leonardo, a man obsessed with scientific inquiry, who spent his life dissecting human anatomy, studying the play of light on faces, and developing groundbreaking techniques. Would an artist so dedicated to accuracy, who meticulously painted the veins in the hands of the Mona Lisa, simply forget to include her eyebrows? That seems highly unlikely. If Da Vinci left them out, it may have been a choice grounded in his philosophical and artistic ideals. Leonardo was a master not only of art, but also of science and engineering. He approached painting with the mind of a scientist, striving to capture the essence of the human soul, rather than just its physical form. Some scholars believe that he omitted the eyebrows intentionally as part of his effort to create a more timeless, ethereal figure. Without eyebrows, the Mona Lisa's face takes on a certain neutrality, allowing her to seem both familiar and otherworldly at the same time. Her expression becomes more ambiguous, more open to interpretation. Could Da Vinci have been experimenting with how the absence of certain facial features alters the emotional impact of the portrait? Another perspective suggests that the Mona Lisa may have been left incomplete. Da Vinci was notorious for leaving works unfinished, often caught up in his constant quest for perfection or distracted by his many other interests, from engineering projects to anatomy studies. In fact, Leonardo carried the painting with him for years, continuously working on it. It wasn't until his final years, when he was living in France under the patronage of King Francis I, that he reportedly added the finishing touches. Could it be that Da Vinci, always striving for greater precision, simply never got around to finishing the eyebrows? This theory is supported by the fact that the Mona Lisa has been retouched and restored multiple times over the centuries, leading to speculation that certain parts of the painting may not have survived intact. There is evidence that the varnish applied to the painting has darkened significantly over the years, which could have contributed to the subtle fading of finer details like the eyebrows. And yet, there's a more mystical explanation that some have entertained, one that plays into the Mona Lisa's almost supernatural allure. To many, she's more than just a portrait, she's a living enigma. Some conspiracy theorists believe that Da Vinci, always one to embed hidden meanings and puzzles in his works, may have purposely left out the eyebrows to invite endless speculation. By leaving the portrait incomplete in such a subtle way, he might have ensured that future generations would never stop talking about it. Could it be that the mystery of the missing eyebrows was Leonardo's way of making the Mona Lisa immortal, forever sparking curiosity and debate? But for all the speculation, let's not forget that the Mona Lisa herself is more than just her missing eyebrows. Her gaze follows you wherever you go. Her smile flickers between emotions, and she continues to captivate the world with a power few other works of art possess. Whether or not we ever uncover the definitive reason for her eyebrowless face, the enigma only adds to her legend. As we wrap up, it's important to recognize that the Mona Lisa's lack of eyebrows isn't a flaw, nor does it detract from the brilliance of Leonardo's masterpiece. Instead, it adds another layer to the painting's mystery, inviting us to look closer, to ask questions, and to appreciate the depths of Da Vinci's genius. Maybe the real question we should be asking isn't why the Mona Lisa doesn't have eyebrows, but why we're so fascinated by them in the first place. Could it be that the absence of these small details is exactly what makes her so captivating? The Mona Lisa's eyebrows, or lack thereof, are just one small part of a much larger picture, a picture that continues to intrigue us, challenge us, and draw us back in, century after century. Leonardo da Vinci's genius lies not just in what he painted, but in what he left out, making his art as eternal and elusive as the smile on Lisa Gherardini's lips. In the end, the mystery of the missing eyebrows may never be solved. But perhaps that's exactly what Leonardo intended. After all, what would the Mona Lisa be without a little mystery?